Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Johnny the Capo. We're live on the air on KKNW 1150 AM Alternative Talk Radio. I'm here with my co-host,
Becka Page.
Becka the Page, and my co-host, Mr. Brad Buckle. Say hi, Brad.
I am here. How are you?
I am wonderful and marvelous, and the world is just great. I'm seeing the world through these wonderful eyes.
I will take this world on any day. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at this view here. We can even see the Space Needle.
If you look really closely.
It's a little foggy. But normally,
right?
Normally it's there.
You know how many people I talk to that love to see this view in the fog? A lot of people love the Pacific Northwest for the rain and the nice weather and the changes of the seasons. This is perfect.
Well, I'm one of those people. I love as a matter of fact, I love cloudy days. I love foggy days. So I'm definitely a Seattle guy.
But do you love the rainy night?
If I'm sleeping. Now, today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple of focuses. We're going to focus on weddings, since Mr. Buckles is the owner of Wedding Expo and BridesClub.com. And of course, our company, Viva Productions, is big in the wedding business. So we have wedding DJ, wedding photography, limousine service. What else do we have? Even casino tables at the weddings if you want.
Uplighting, that's the big thing.
Uplighting is a big thing.
Uplighting is crazy.
I like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, Becka Page has become one of the most popular wedding DJs in Seattle.
That's what I hear.
There's
tend to be.
Is that again?
I tend to be.
You tend to be.
It's so weird. It's not even wedding season. I booked 4 last week and 2 today.
Is that DJ tend to be? Is that the new handle coming out?
It is. Yeah. I'm changing it all around. It's DJ tend to be.
DJ tend to be. Cool. So, like you said, with the uplighting, a lot of DJs are featuring uplighting with the packages nowadays. And if they don't, uplighting is still a current thing, and it's a pretty hip thing. It'll change an ordinary room into quite a wonderful atmosphere.
Something extraordinary.
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know what uplighting is,
Yeah.
you're able to bring in certain kind of instruments that throw out color wash over a wall or a room in a corner, and you can change a quiet, dark room to something blue, red, yellow, pink, mauve, you name it. You completely control it.
Cool.
And it looks beautiful.
I like mauve. Marvelous.
Marvelous?
Yeah, mauve for marvelous. So uplighting is the way to go, and it's really not that expensive.
It's not too bad. You can get it for $500 to $1,000
Cool.
for a night most of the time.
Yeah,
Then you can have all these custom gobos, and you can have all kinds of bride and groom's name and the date thrown into all kinds of walls and floors and all kinds of things.
So uplighting's a thing, and if you have any questions about uplighting, call Viva Productions, call Brides Club. Brad will fill you in. Becka will fill you in.
Mm-hmm. We did uplights last night, and they wanted white, and we're like, what?
What?
White?
Well, white uplights can be really nice in a dark room.
Not for a dance.
Probably not for a dance, but hey, if that's what the bride wants, that's what the bride gets.
I did have a groom ask for white once, and I put them all up, and he looked at it, and he's like, what else you got? I'm like, what else do you want? So we did a purple, and it was, I like the blues. Definitely blues and purples for weddings because it adds that pop to the ceiling.
You know, there's that new color now that's amber, which a lot of people don't have, but it's that fifth element. And that amber color, when it warms up, that's beautiful.
It looks really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, red, I like them for holiday parties, but red at weddings is a little much.
Last night we had the uplights at a college dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we don't usually feature uplights at too many college dances, but lately it seems to be going that way.
I think lights are, go on Pinterest and look at rooms that are decorated by lighting.
I know.
You can change everything with some good lights.
No question about it.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no question about it.
I know I'm kind of obsessed with ape lighting. Have you seen those?
Ape?
Yeah.
Ape, what's that?
Ape lighting. It projects multiple colors up onto the walls. APE, yeah.
Oh, APE.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's an acronym, and basically it throws beams of light on walls or surfaces that you can control, and it's like lasers. Really, there's no other way to describe it except very specific beams of light in different colors.
It's really cool. I'll have to show you a picture of it.
Oh, I like the sound of it.
Yeah, I like it.
Pinterest. So we're talking about weddings.
Tell us what you know.
Well, we got wedding shows. The great thing about this time of year is you got the holidays where family comes together and guys go and buy rings. And when they buy rings, fiancés smile.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing called engagements.
Oh, yeah.
And then January 3rd and 4th this year is the first bridal show of the Puget Sound
That's
at
correct.
the Tacoma Dome.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
I will be there.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the Tacoma Wedding Expo is always a big event. I mean, I've never seen a Tacoma Wedding Expo where it wasn't just a great turnout.
You know what it is? Thank you. But there's one reason why this year is very unique. Super excited to announce that this is our 25th anniversary.
At the Tacoma Dome?
At the Tacoma Dome.
Oh, my gosh.
That's crazy.
It's very crazy. That means I'm 28 years old.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Wow.
you're just a kid, man. I could be there for 25 years.
Here's the cool thing about the Tacoma Dome show specifically is it's one of the only bridal shows in the country that we started and are still at the same building
And that,
25 years later.
That is marvelous.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, there's good people over there, too. John, the guy that we work with.
John, Jeff, Tom, everybody. I'm going to forget a few people that are going to text me here in a minute, but everybody at the Tacoma Dome treats us like family, treat a lot of wedding professionals very well. Entertainment at the Tacoma Dome is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And the Wedding Expo tries to carry that torch. We really enjoy getting started at the beginning of the year. Tacoma Dome Wedding Expo, and you can go buy discount tickets at bridesclub.com right
Cool.
now.
Very well. Very good.
But at that beginning of the year, I was going to talk about the importance of grooms buying wedding rings, because
Go
that's
ahead.
happening right now. All these jewelers are really invested in their inventory with diamonds because guys buy rings in December.
So they're smiling.
They better be smiling. Well, I don't know that they're smiling when they're buying it, but when they take it home, they're certainly excited.
The world is smiling.
One of the number one times of the year that grooms buy rings, the most successful diamond buying time period is right now.
Wow. Good to know.
Yep. All the families are together, and they're going to take that moment and find that really quiet time when they can propose to their fiance.
At the Christmas dinner.
Dinner or New Year's or somewhere in between where it can be perfectly done.
That's right. I remember Becka was telling me that Thanksgiving was a big engagement time.
I think so. Anytime you have big family gatherings, and of course the holidays are big family gatherings, and here come the rings.
Oh, yeah.
I guess Thanksgiving is more popular than Christmas because he wants to get engaged, so he has his fiance during Christmas time. So they can
Could be.
make a deal out of it.
Could be.
And then, of course, Valentine's Day is the next.
That's kind of your
Big
last
jump.
chance.
Yeah,
So
right.
you got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's, and then you got to wait.
Yeah, unless you do a whole summer thing.
I think with all the different brides that you've got, all the different couples, the grooms, all these people are always looking for the opportunity to express their originality,
Yeah.
their personality, whether it be the kind of ring. Colored stones are really big. Sometimes it's not even a diamond. But whatever's popular, they're looking for that right moment to announce it. And when they do, boy, they want family around.
I've got a couple getting married next year, and he took her to Disneyland, and he dressed up in one of the costumes that they wear.
You mean like Mickey Mouse?
Yes. Yeah, he actually talked Disneyland into letting him borrow one of the costumes, and he walked out and proposed to her in the costume.
I'd be a little worried about that guy.
No, they're doing a total geek wedding. It's a Doctor Who cake. And,
So only geeks like Mickey Mouse? Wait a second.
Donald Duck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of things like that happen. I've never seen it, but I've heard of things like that. I've seen people come out of hot air balloons and bring the balloon down just in time to meet somebody on a path and propose to them right then.
That's cute.
Yep. That one I actually saw. That was crazy. Completely caught him off guard.
Wow. I don't know what I'd do.
If you go, well, hopefully you'd say yes.
Yeah.
I think you can go on YouTube and look for proposals. We were doing this earlier today. You can go on YouTube and type in proposals, bridal proposals, crazy proposals, and there are tons of videos. People getting that right moment on video. In fact, that's another part of it is you actually hire a videographer to come out and shoot it.
Speaking, did you see the one on YouTube where he proposed to her on the boat and dropped the ring into the lake?
No, I missed that one.
Oh my God. The boat was full of people, and he pulls out this big Herkin ring, and he asked her to marry, and she went, ah, and threw her hands in the air, and her hand smacked his hand and plunk down into the lake. Gone.
Plunk.
Like,
I don't know if you
completely
missed
gone.
this, all of our listeners here, but what is a big Herkin ring?
It's like a brick.
That's going to be our secret word of the hour, Herkin.
like
you
a-
never heard that?
I've never heard a big
it-
Herkin ring.
I guess it's an Idaho
It's
term.
like a hunk of burning love.
Yeah, it's more of a country thing.
I like Herkin.
Herkin.
I'm going to change my password now, so everybody that wants to hack Brides Club, try Herkin.
Herkin.
Brad Herkin.
He's like a big Herkin truck. You get in your big Herkin
Never
truck and go
heard that.
digging?
No,
Wow.
I've never herked or I've never dug.
You've never dug? You've never been digging?
I have never been digging. I don't even know what
Brad,
you're talking
you
about.
You get in your big Herkin truck, your big 4x, and you go out into the woods and dig through the mud pits. And
I'm going to
like, you
just
get the mud-
basically say I don't go out in the country very often.
Okay, well, it's really fun.
I don't even get in a truck very often.
Well, you've seen trucks covered in mud
Oh, yeah.
completely? Yeah, that's like
the Tacoma Dome.
That's like a status symbol in Idaho. Like, the muddier your truck is, the best digger you are. And
City guys.
Okay.
I'm a city guy.
you got the 4x, everybody brings the beer, so...
Well, there's that, yeah. But I'm going to pass on the herkin and the digging. Let's get back to proposing and buying jewelry. I do know that over at the Tacoma Dome, an interesting fact is when you have the monster truck weekend and the bridal show weekend, which we do about 2/3 of the time,
Yeah.
in the Tacoma Dome, they refer to that as the Dirts and Skirts weekend.
That's hilarious.
That's been our nickname for years.
It's time for Dirts and Skirts.
Dirts and Skirts.
Oh my gosh, it's that time. I hear that music. That must mean we are going to hear a word from our sponsors,
That's right. And we do have sponsors, folks.
and we'll be right back.
It keeps us on the air.
Tends to. Brides, do you want your big day to be stress-free, perfect, and stay within your budget? Well, Brides Club has all the inside information to make your dream a reality. Go to bridesclub.com. That's bridesclub.com. See upcoming bridal shows and events, view wedding vendors and special offers. And don't miss The Spotlight, the premier online wedding magazine with valuable articles you can't afford to miss. Brides Club helps make your wedding stress-free and perfect. Go to bridesclub.com. Check out bridesclub.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Johnny from Viva Productions. I want to tell you a little bit about Elite Limousine. Right now, we have prom specials for 10-passenger stretch limousines, only $90 an hour. That's right, $90 an hour with the 4-hour minimum. 206-542-5733. Go to viva-productions.com for pricing.
Attention business owners. Experience a new world of business with Barter. The Saturn Barter Company, located in Tacoma, is one of the most beneficial business decisions you can make. Using Saturn Barter, you are able to sell your products or services to other members of the exchange. You can then use that credit you've built up from your sales to purchase the products or services you or your company needs from other companies within Saturn Barter, all without the use of cash. Contact and join Saturn Barter Club today, 253-212-9930, or online at saturnbarter.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Johnny from Viva Productions. I want to tell you a little bit about Vegas nights. Forget about Vegas. I brought casino tables to the Emerald City. Craps, blackjack, roulette, poker. If you're planning a private party, corporate party, senior grad party, any kind of party, you want casino tables, you call 206-542-5733. Vegas nights, that's right, shake, rattle, and roll.
There's nothing else like it on the dial. Alternative Talk, 1150 AM.
Oh, yeah, baby. I said shake, rattle, and roll, and I'm not kidding. We are here live in the studio. Are we in Bellevue or Factoria? What do you think, Eric? Bellevue?
You got it right, Bellevue.
Bellevue's
Factoria is part of Bellevue, yeah.
That's
so,
right. So we moved on up from we're in Bellevue now, folks. And Eric Ryder is our producer, and it's a great to have him in the studio with us.
Mm-hmm. Let's make him say hi to everybody because he does that voice.
Let's let him introduce the Coffee with the King, Sweet Caroline.
All right.
All right, do it. Isn't that voice?
I don't think. All right. I don't think I could do that.
All right.
He's got the voice.
We've got Elvis Presley's version of Sweet Caroline first, right?
February 1970 on stage. I was there, and it's a great version. Ooh, yeah. Let's see what Paige thinks about this. Okay. That's Presley's version.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now here's Becca Page's favorite version. Eric, go ahead and introduce the song. We love that voice.
Well, here's Neil Diamond with the original Sweet
yeah,
Caroline.
Wait a second.
Give
Was
it
that
to me, Neil
Eric
Diamond.
singing like Sweet Caroline?
Could have been.
I could have sworn that was just Eric. You should see the dance moves he's got here.
Where it began, I can't begin to know and never would know.
Okay. So I am, Eric, what'd you think of the Presley version? And of course, we all know the Diamond version is all-time classic.
Well, I think the Elvis version loses something on the air just because people can't see like the white jumpsuit that he's wearing when we play it on the radio. But of course, great version. He's a great singer, so anything he does is going to be good. But I got to lean towards the Neil Diamond version just because it's his song and he crafted it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, you got a good point there. He did craft that song, and even at the time, a lot of times when songs are released that are hits become bigger hits years later, but that was a smash when it came out.
Yeah.
So
one of the few songs that I can think of that people sing the musical hook as well as the lyrics too.
That's true.
When they're singing, they sing that bum bum bum, usually after a few drinks, but bum bum bum. But I can't think of too many songs where people are singing that musical hook as well as the lyrics.
That's true. Nobody sings James Taylor with the hook in it.
Right.
2013, that was I set a goal, and I vowed to play Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond at every single wedding I did. And I met the goal, check, did it. This last year, my goal was to photobomb at least one picture at every wedding. I did it.
Oh. Okay.
As long as you keep your goals reachable, then you can achieve them, right?
Hey. So I'm trying to figure out what 2015 has to offer.
Digging in the dirt at a wedding?
Maybe go get in a big Herkin truck. And
okay, you're going to vote Elvis or Neil Diamond, Page?
That's a silly question.
Go ahead, Brad.
Elvis.
Really?
Yeah, I like a little bit more thunder.
Yeah, that's because I gave him a 20 for it.
Yeah, I was to say.
Yeah. No, I like a little bit more soul. And Neil Diamond, I got no disrespect for. He wrote it and played it, and it's a massive hit, but I'm a little bit more rock and roll.
Yeah, well, I of course, the Presley version was designed for concert, so it was a on-stage live thing, so it definitely was up-tempo, and I liked it, for sure.
But then again, if we're going to go Elvis, then I got to go head-to-head with Johnny here and say, let's see if Paul McCartney has a version of that.
I doubt if Paul recorded that song.
That'd be an interesting take.
That would be, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did feature Long Tall Sally a couple months ago on the show.
Did you really?
We played Paul McCartney's version, which was with the Beatles, of course. We played Presley and Little Richard's version, and she voted Paul McCartney. Even I, Johnny the Capo,
voted Paul McCartney.
See, now we're looking at a historic moment here, because whenever Johnny votes Paul McCartney, I got to give Johnny $20 back.
Well, he's almost as big of a Beatles fan as he is.
That's true.
Elvis fan.
I am huge Beatles fan.
So here's my question. Let's relate it back to weddings here. Of all this fantastic, great music, how many times do you get asked for these classics at a wedding? Because anytime you work with a bride, she says, I want what I want because I'm original and my opinion matters and I want my music. The rest of us realize that everyone who goes to a wedding wants to listen to their music. Mm-hmm. So how many times do you play the top 40 versus the classics?
Top 40, maybe out of every 10 weddings, maybe 1, 2. The most.
Top 40?
And I'd say probably 80% of our wedding planners that come in for music have at least 1, if not 2, 3, 4 Elvis songs on it.
Elvis, okay.
Yeah.
Beatles?
No joke. Not so much. And in fact, it's really interesting. They like Twist and Shout, but other than that,
In My Life is
they don't really want. The Stones I get requests for, but yeah, not so much the Beatles.
Well, the
danceable.
Beatles weren't really danceable, but and neither was Elvis for the most part. Danceable, but for the background conversation level type period like the cocktail hour or maybe even during dinner. You'll get requests for "Can't Help Falling in Love" and "Love Me Tender," and then of course with the Beatles, it's "In My Life," the one I see the most.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, my logic is if I'm playing top 40 at a wedding, I don't want it to be songs that are about drug use or about breakups or about "I hate you." You want it to be all happy still and have kind of like a love theme to it. "We Found Love" by Rihanna. It's actually the #1 top-selling female single of all time. Did you know that? So,
I had no idea.
"We Found Love," that's a great song to play. But when they ask for top 40, I still have to be kind of careful. I still go back. Top 40 to me is like the last 20 years or 10 years of top 40. They like "Low" and "Yeah" by Usher and that type of stuff. Every once in a while they ask for "Anaconda," and I'm like, oh my God, I got to play this at a wedding. But
You forgot one classic that I get asked for all the time, which is Imagine.
Imagine.
I get Imagine
Really?
a lot.
I've never been asked for that song.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
one of my favorite songs of all time, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They
I
wanna-
get Imagine quite a bit.
To dance to?
No, just, slow dance.
Really? Huh.
I've had a couple
Never
brides
once.
get walked down the aisle to Imagine.
Oh, huh?
Yeah,
I could see where it pops up on the wedding planners for sure.
sure.
Oh,
So what other classic music do you guys hear? Do you get Neil Diamond a lot?
Yep. A lot.
Sweet Caroline, for the most part. Other than that,
Eric Clapton?
Wonderful Tonight.
I think there's a lot
got
of
to
classic music that gets played that a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Or
you
for
know,
the dance program, you
super popular, always Brick House and Mustang Sally, which both of them to me are just so painfully slow. It drives me crazy.
Well,
That's why you have a
speed
that's
it
why
up.
you have
Speed
a
it up,
tempo.
yeah. You know, I always
Speed it up, sister.
But yeah, I mean, but you play that funky music, and someone will be like, "Will you play Brick House next?" And then you know,
They go
someone-
ahead.
Yeah, but if you're going to play Wild Cherry, then you got to play, I don't know, something like Earth,
Oh
Wind, and
yes,
Fire.
yes, absolutely. September, and then let's groove tonight drops straight into it, like same beat and everything.
And that's the thing that's always funny to me is how many people come to you with a list of music that they want played, which is extremely important. Mm-hmm. But then how many times do you, because you're the professional DJs, how many times do you guys come back and go, let me throw in a little bit of this other music because this is what will make people dance?
Well, I'll tell them I've analyzed it, and let's take this under advisement. I'll ask them, do you and your friends, are these your special songs that you? No, we just like indie music. Okay, but we're playing to your guests. Yeah, this is a party for your guests. Can you let me throw in some other songs
Sure.
if this isn't working? Absolutely. Some have been very specific. Even if the dance floor is bombed, they've got 250 guests sitting in their chairs, and you're playing horrible music that you've never even heard. Some brides will still insist you continue to play it.
Until you get to throw
Whatever.
in a Pat Benatar song?
Yeah, they're just like, whatever, I'll just keep playing it. You're the one paying me. But most of the time, they're pretty good about listening to
It's interesting how some of these classics elicit immediate response from guests. Like you throw
screams. Woohoo!
in, yeah, that. But even just some of the Neil Diamond stuff. I mean, I would have never thought that Neil Diamond would have been that popular at a wedding that everybody would jump up onto the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sweet Caroline for sure. But what are the songs? I've never played any Neil Diamond songs.
What's
For
the
the
other one I
most
play?
part. Yeah.
Well, some of the Elvis songs. You play an Elvis song and people come to the dance floor.
Well,
Yeah.
Journey.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Lights the other night packed the dance floor. I was blown
Always.
away.
Always.
What's
Journey.
that? That's the sound.
Yeah.
That's the sound of the sponsors.
That's a sound of success.
Here they come.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh.
Brides, do you want your big day to be stress-free, perfect, and stay within your budget? Well, Brides Club has all the inside information to make your dream a reality. Go to bridesclub.com. That's bridesclub.com. See upcoming bridal shows and events, view wedding vendors and special offers. And don't miss The Spotlight, the premier online wedding magazine with valuable articles you can't afford to miss. Brides Club helps make your wedding stress-free and perfect. Go to bridesclub.com. Check out bridesclub.com. Attention business owners. Experience a new world of business with Barter. The Saturn Barter Company, located in Tacoma, is one of the most beneficial business decisions you can make. Using Saturn Barter, you are able to sell your products or services to other members of the exchange. You can then use that credit you've built up from your sales to purchase the products or services you or your company needs from other companies within Saturn Barter, all without the use of cash. Contact and join Saturn Barter Club today, 253-212-9930, or online at saturnbarter.com.
This is Johnny the Gangster with Viva Productions, King of Entertainment, one-stop shop for all your entertainment needs. We have DJ service for weddings, corporate, and private events. Thrill your guests with Vegas Nights Casino Party, blackjack, craps, roulette, poker, and more. We also have event photography and limousine service. Call Viva Productions 206-542-5733 or find us at viva-productions.com. A little less conversation, a little more action, you got it. Call Johnny the Gangster. I'll make you a deal you can't refuse.
Don't forget, this is Alternative Talk, 1150 a.m.
Ba-ba-ba. Da-da-da.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the
Da-da-da.
air. This is Johnny the Capo.
Da-da-da.
I'm here with
Me.
Becca the Page and Mr.
Bridesclub.com.
Bridesclub.com on the air live from Bellevue. We have our good buddy and pal from the Saturn Barter Club, Anthony.
Hey,
How you doing, handsome?
I'm doing great, man. How about you guys?
Well, we're doing great. It's wonderful to have you on the show. What I want to focus on today is I want to drop names today. I want some of those new clients that you guys.
Well, let's tell everybody about Saturn Barter Club first.
Well, I assume everybody knows,
No.
but maybe they don't, huh?
Nope, there's lots of listeners out there who this is a marvelous opportunity
Yes.
to tell them about what Saturn Barter has to offer for them. Anthony, I'm going to let you do that because you're their key salesman.
Yes, Anthony. Tell our listeners.
The kind of 2-minute rendition of who we are and what we do is we are a local trade exchange, locally owned, and we help different companies trade what they have for what they need. So, for example, if we have a plumber who wants to take on new business, he can take on jobs that we send him from our people, and then he can turn around and earn what's known as trade dollars and go spend the trade dollars anywhere he wants within the network. So if the plumber needs to go get vehicle repair, such as, windshields, brake jobs, oil changes, things that are regular maintenance on his truck, or even things that aren't regular maintenance that he's going to spend cash on anyways, this is a great way for him to take on a new customer that he wouldn't have had otherwise, number one. And number two, turn around and spend what he's going to spend cash on anyways, and he can turn around and use the trade that he earned to offset those expenses. So it's a great way for business owners to take on new business that they wouldn't have had and then turn around and spend it on things that they're going to spend it on anyways, or spend it on things that, maybe trade is extra income for them, So if they didn't want to spend $5,000 on, the Hawaii vacation, now they can earn the trade from the customers that we sent them and turn around and they can spend the $5,000 in trade to go to Hawaii or, go do a lot of the other things that they wouldn't have done otherwise because they didn't want to spend the cash on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in fact, Anthony, this is Brad. Tell them about all the restaurants that you have down in Tacoma where everybody can walk into a restaurant with a barter card and basically just pay for dinner.
Well, that's probably our number one business in the entire exchange is our restaurants. A lot of our people are contractors that we sign up, because people like to get, home remodels and things like that done. Well, our contractors and even everybody in our exchange, I'd have to say, is, they go out and they utilize our restaurants where they can go out and they can, get a nice dinner with wine or a cocktail or, whatever you want to do. And, they can have, like, right now, what's really big is the end of the year party. So a lot of our restaurants are not only restaurants, but they also cater. So people who spend, some of our companies spend, upwards of $10,000 on these big catering events. And so this is a great way where throughout the course of the year, the restaurants who typically have slow days during the week, they can take on Saturn Barter customers, and then they can turn around and say at the end of the year, they can do their, they can spend the money on their holiday parties and things like that. So, a lot of these bigger corporations, they like to spend their trade dollars on doing the big holiday parties and, catering events and things like that, and the event center. So, those are another good way to offset some of the expenses that you're going to do anyways every year.
I'll tell you what I really, really dig about the Barter Club is I love the idea. It works really well for me. I use it. I've been a member for almost 4 or 5 years now. But the real cool thing that I like is I'm always meeting new business associates. Always.
Yeah.
So rather, I hate to sound selfish, but, man, it's a great opportunity to build your business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're not just working with those other small business owners, too. They're also referring you to other people, too. So it's expanding your network, not 1,300 members, but, up to 10,000 members, word of mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. And, what our job as Saturn Barter brokers is to bring you new business. And so, once we do the job and drop the customer in your lap, it's the business owner's job to turn around and kind of milk that person for referrals and to keep them in their database and to build their business, So it's not only that you're going to gain the trade aspect of it, which is definitely a benefit, as far as new customers go, but it also gives you a chance to add somebody else to your network and say, hey, look, what about your friends and family? Who do you know that needs to get, their house painted, or who do you know that needs to get their plumbing done or a heater repair or whatever it is that you're getting done? It's a great way for you to build good relationships and have reoccurring customers and reoccurring transactions and build your business. And the business owners who are really savvy, they understand that, even though it's trade, they have a chance to build their business. And
absolutely. We do one wedding on Barter and there's 200 guests. Now we've got that opportunity of 200 people who possibly know someone or are getting married themselves too.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation. Brad, how long have you been in the club?
I've been a member of Barter for probably 5 years with Saturn and probably 25 years in general. I've done Barter for a long time. The one thing I like about Barter that Anthony didn't touch on is these are typically companies that you will not know
Correct.
otherwise.
Correct.
So it's not like you can say, I don't want to take Barter because I'm going to get the business anyways. No, these vendors will not come forward unless you're on Barter.
Agreed.
It's all fresh business.
So Anthony can milk us all he wants. But what he really does, is,
can you milk me?
let's not go there. That's not where I was going at all. Anyhow, what I was going to say was he will bring business to your door that you will not be able to find on your own.
Agreed.
And that's the benefit of Barter.
You can get your teeth fixed, just about anything you want. How many businesses in the Saturn Barter Club off the top of your head, ballpark?
We're creeping upwards of 1,300 right now.
1,300 different businesses. Now, Can you tell us some of the new businesses that have signed up within the last few months?
Yeah. So I just signed up personally in audio. They're called Audio Northwest, and they're down in the Olympia area. But that speaks volumes to how long our reach is, because people like you guys are up in the Bellevue area, but we also have people going all the way down to Olympia and a little bit further down. So, there's a wide range of locations that we kind of deal with. So it's not just, not Pierce County or King County, but it's all over the place. So, I just signed up a place called Audio Northwest. We signed up a company called Green Earth Development, and they do dirt work. So if you wanted to put gravel or rock, or you wanted to, put a retaining wall in your backyard, they can come out and move the dirt out there. We also signed up the Temple Theater, also known as the Landmark Convention Center.
Oh, wonderful!
In Tacoma. So people who like to have the big events, and they like it to be a little bit more classier.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. We also just got Canless Restaurant.
Now you're talking.
Seattle. Yeah.
No way.
Way.
Shouldn't have said that, dude.
So, we're reaching out to some of these bigger companies, and as we grow, it gives us more clout when we go sit down with some of these other bigger people to say, look, we do have the Tacoma Rainiers, or we do have, the Hampton Inn, and we do have the Marriott, and, some of these bigger places, because they want to be a part of that. And they know that if people like them who are accredited businesses that are involved with it, it gives us, a leg to stand on when we say, these are good reasons why you should join with us, because we have, all these other people that are using it, and they're doing well in it. So,
and I'm going to brag about Anthony for a moment, because one of the things I like about Anthony is Anthony gets to know the businesses individually.
Yeah.
So when he's out talking to new companies, he can say, you should call Brad because. Mm-hmm. So that third-person endorsement is extremely valuable, to have a broker on your side who can say, hey, Brad, you need to call Johnny because you and Johnny need to talk. So when you call Johnny, it's no longer a cold call. You actually have a reason to actually pick up the phone.
Yeah. Right. Matter of fact, Anthony's my broker.
Yeah, we actually become your salesman, because it makes it a lot easier when I go out and I say, when I'm looking at the wedding dress store that we might have, or a catering company that, might need some more business, and, the wedding show's coming up, and I might say, hey, look, this is a great way to come be in front of, 2,000 or 3,000 people at the Tacoma Dome, or in Seattle or Bellevue, where Brad's going to have, the bride show, and, you're going to get X amount of exposure, and it's just a great way for people to understand, well, maybe I should do it. I have all the information here, and then they've already been sold at that point, and then I can put them in touch with Brad, and it makes it easier for him to just say, yeah, that's exactly right, and, we can get the sale done, and, it's another customer that gets brought into the system.
Now, quick question. Canless, are they ready to go?
I think they just signed up with us, I think, today or yesterday. So, we got to get them orientated, and they got to get their staff ready, but we'll definitely let you know when they're ready.
Hey,
by Friday night, right?
Ooh, that'd be nice. Hey, is Kent Johnson in the office?
Yeah, he's around here. You want me to find him for you?
Yeah, go get him and put him on the phone.
Right.
Yeah, Kent is the only owner of...
He's the visionary of this whole thing.
He's a visionary.
He's Mr. Saturn.
Yeah, I like it. Kent's a cool guy. You know what? Kent can make things happen for you.
Yeah. Anthony's not too bad, but Kent's got the magic touch.
Well, Kent's he's the boss.
Yeah.
The big balls, man.
So, when it comes to Barter, how many different times can you go out and find something that you might be looking for, as opposed to just find something and then figure out a way to use it?
Basically, when I need something, the first thing I think about is Barter.
You call Barter first?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. I got a mechanic on Barter. I just started getting my teeth fixed on Barter.
They have longboards. They got a dude who has a skateboard shop in Puyallup.
Yeah.
And my daughter wants a longboard for Christmas. I'm like, that's perfect.
And plus, I have a lot of Barter dollars in the account, and so I love the soft money. I call it soft money.
Soft money?
Yeah, that's what I call it. So.
I'm back, guys, real quick. Kent's tied up at the moment.
No problem. We'll try to get him on the show on another date. But so you got Canlis, you got the Temple Theater at Tacoma, you got the audio guy. Anybody else? I'm trying to know.
Yeah, we just signed up an iPhone repair company.
Cool.
Yeah, so a lot of people out there have phones, and people break them, and they put them in their lap while they're driving, and they get out, and next thing you know, the phone's on the ground. So we just signed up an iPhone repair company. We just signed up a company called the Boat Shed restaurant in Gig Harbor.
And it's a restaurant, huh?
That's a restaurant, yeah. And it's a. I haven't personally been there, but from what I heard, it's really nice. So, we got the Boat Shed, and then I know we got two more Dickey's Barbecue.
Oh yeah,
we got
we've been to Dickey's.
Covington location coming online here in the next probably couple of days, and we also have a Kent location that just is ready to go. So.
Very cool.
We're always looking for new restaurants.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot, Anthony. Who's your favorite Saturn Barter member? Who's the go-to Saturn Barter member when Anthony's got a little, I don't know, something to do? Who do you like to visit?
Well, it depends. If it's granite, I like Priceless Granite. For anybody thinking about putting granite in their kitchen, I love those guys. They're the best in the business. They have the biggest selection. I have a lot of different favorite people just because, I got my favorite plumber that I like to use, and I got my favorite, I like Hagee Plumbing. Those guys are great. Every time I call, they're Johnny on the spot. They don't price gouge or anything like that, and they're just, I like doing business with them. As far as advertising goes, Brad Buckles has a great product in the wedding show, so I'd love to sell that and tell people why they should get into that. And I believe you got a couple shows coming up here, don't you, Brad?
We do. We've been talking about the wedding expos at the Tacoma Dome and up at Comcast Arena. You can also buy tickets if you're a bride or you're a family member that wants to surprise somebody. You can go buy your Barter tickets to the wedding expos on Saturn Barter.
That's a great. We're gonna skip the commercial because this is a great opportunity to talk to Anthony. So Brad, why don't you ask Anthony some more questions? I like where you're going.
Well, one of the things that I like about Barter, and I like about Anthony with Barter, is this personal relationship of going into a brand new business, let's just call it a restaurant, who might not know exactly how this works, and Anthony will sit down and train them. He referred to working with Canlis a little bit about having to go through this training. He'll actually teach them how to make this work, so you don't have to know how Barter works. They'll come teach you how to do it, and then they'll step you through it.
Cool.
Right. Mm-hmm. And, the people who do the best at Saturn Barter are the people who use their broker the most. And I got to say that, Brad and Johnny and Becka, you guys are the people who we talk to most frequently. And so you don't ever have a problem spending your money. You guys spend it probably faster than you can earn it. Because
we try. We do
right?
our damnedest. Yeah. One thing that our listeners may not realize, too, when we're talking about having a broker, is how that is super unique to Saturn Barter Club. That, when you're a small business owner and you're freaking busy and you're working all the time and you need something, it's so nice to be able to just call you, hey, this is what I need. You're like, here's what I got. I'll email it to you. Here's the links, or I'll call them for you, and you arrange it. And we don't have to mess with having to go onto a website and searching and calling people and hoping to get a hold of them. You handle it, and that's included in the price of admission, man. That's so cool. So
I'm glad you said that because what's big now is, everybody texts. We all text and do our thing like that. But, we have, if an emergency comes up, I have people that text me at 9 o'clock at night and say, hey, I need a plumber. And, because I have my favorite plumber, I just, I can text him right back. But that saves him from going on the website and calling 3 or 4 or 5 plumbers and, not knowing the answer he's going to get, or, maybe they don't answer, or whatever the case is. But, just because, Johnny or, Becka or Brad, they know me and they can text me and say, hey, who can help me with this? And, they don't abuse it. But, it's nice because we have a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk really quick about your mixer that you have coming up, too,
Oh, yeah.
because the public can come to that. You'll have lots of different vendors there. It's great for people in Barter because you can get, like, Christmas shopping done. Boom, done.
This is open to the public, right, Anthony?
Well, for business owners that may not understand what Barter's all about, or they want to come see what it's about, absolutely, we like to invite it. These are for the members. This is kind of a way to praise our members and say, thank you for being a Saturn Barter member. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope we can make it as good as possible for you. And other members or other people who are thinking about becoming a member, we love to get them in there because this is where they can come and meet, 400 or 500 happy Saturn Barter members and
mingle,
and get that warm and fuzzy feeling and go, you know what, this is actually better than I thought it was going to be. And it's not such a salesy thing, and nobody's going to take my money and run off with it, or, you know what I mean, all the fears that people have when they're thinking about doing something new with their business or their money or their, right?
Yeah, they'll hear tons of positive things just showing up. I've never heard a negative thing about Saturn Barter from any members, any of them. So,
where else can you go meet, 300 other business owners?
Yeah, it's cool that you do it.
Like you do
it a few times a year, and you go to these, and you see the faces, and after 2 or 3 times, you start seeing the same faces over and over. And it kind of becomes like your own little family of network of people that you know and trust. And even if it's not a barter thing, someone asks me, who do you know that does this? I say, oh yeah, I know these people, and now they're having also an opportunity to make cash too off of referrals as well. Yep. So
absolutely.
It's fun.
So we'll see you next Wednesday at the Mixer. Brad's going to be there.
As a matter
of fact, aren't you going? Can you tell our listeners what you're going to do there?
I'm going to work.
Right, we're all working.
No, we're having a big auction.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get to stand up and head off the auction with Anthony.
And by the way, you did a great job last year on that auction. I was
thank you.
Impressed with your auctioning skills, sir.
Yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait to have.
We always try to see how much we can get for Anthony. One night with Anthony is worth a lot of money.
Yeah, he's a good looking kid.
We're selling you this year?
I don't think there's enough barter in the whole entire system that's going to be able to buy me out, guys.
I think that's a bet.
All right. Well, sounds good. I look forward to seeing you guys there.
Thank you, Anthony.
Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and the website.
Yeah. So if you ever if you have questions or want to get a hold of me or one of the other brokers in the office, feel free to call us down at 253-212-9930. If you want to go to the website, check us out. We have a great website with a video and kind of explains who we are, what we do, and that's Saturn, like the planet, Saturn Barter, BARTER.com.
Okay, Anthony, if you want to hear this show today, it'll be up on the internet, archived on kknw.com in a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours.
Sounds good.
Okay, buddy, thanks.
See you next week.
Now,
Bye.
we have about 8 minutes to talk about weddings, Brad, so let's pump the show. Viva Productions is going to be there, that's for sure. And tell us about, have you any new vendors that you've actually signed up for the show?
We've got a lot of new vendors that come to the show series every year. A lot of new bridal consultants. They attend the show. They're looking to share with younger brides new ideas, fresh ideas, sometimes apps that are made to help brides plan their weddings. Sometimes it's new technology where they'll come in and say, we got this new uplighting thing that just came in from China. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the young wedding professionals have a really good outlook on how young brides can plan their events. Sometimes it's better to go with a company that's a little bit older that has a lot more experience. The best way to find out for yourself is to actually attend the show. The Tacoma Dome's going to have about 165 wedding professionals. Come down, spend a half a day, spend an afternoon, or maybe just come down for the morning and catch the fashion show before noon. You get a chance to buy a mimosa. You can come down to the show, try on wedding dresses. You get a discount wedding dress if you attend the show and try it on and buy it there. A lot of wedding professionals will do deals being the first of the year to help their sales process get started. So there's a lot of offers you're going to find at the Tacoma Dome that you will not find around the Puget Sound on your own.
Yeah, that's true. You go to the wedding expos to get discounts.
I go to the wedding expo to get cake samples.
No, I don't eat cake.
Really?
No, I don't eat wedding cake. It's a rule.
Everybody else in Tacoma does.
If it was pie, then it's game on.
Cupcakes have been really popular. You've been asking for these ideas that are kind of new and different. Everybody knows about cupcakes, but they don't know about the mini cakes or the even smaller ones.
Those little itty-bitty micro cupcake things.
Yeah.
Mini cakes.
I can't even keep up with the vocabulary and all this stuff because every time we do a show, there's something new and different. For example, in October over at the Bellevue Wedding Expo,
Right.
we had this cake that came out that had 3D monogramming on it, run by a computer and a projector that you have set up on the side of the room that projects images. If you go on YouTube right now, there's one with Tinkerbell that was done over at Disneyland, where Tinkerbell actually flies and dances around on the surface of the cake as if she was really there.
Man.
Now, that's not for everybody, but there are brides out there that have found certain things that they really like, and they want those things at their event.
There's one cupcake place that does, it looks like a cupcake, smells like a cupcake. Guess what? It's cheesecake. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
So good.
But there are candy buffets that have come and gone. There are all kinds of things when it relates to food. People love good food, and people love creative food makers. So if you go talk to a caterer that specializes in some aspect of food, and you ask them, hey, it's really important that we have this there, a lot of caterers are really up for the challenge.
Will you have Scooters there?
We have Scooters.
Yeah, Scooters Custom Catering. They have the custom in their name. They don't give you just a menu of pre-planned food. Here you can choose from chicken, beef, and pork, some potatoes, rice, or rolls. They sit down with you and say, what's your favorite food? What do you envision for your wedding? And we want Caribbean food. Awesome. Well, let's come up with a menu together. And they've had standing ovations at weddings I've done. They're a lot of fun, so it's worth it to come out and see them.
It's a lot of fun. Whether you're looking for jewelry, whether you're looking for a honeymoon, whether you're looking for a hotel down the coast in Oregon, just to go visit for a weekend getaway, there are all kinds of ideas. Going to Hawaii, going to Mexico, getting tuxedos. The Men's Warehouse has done a phenomenal job of putting out some really fun things, not just tuxedo related. Go in and buy a suit. Go in and just check out a new vest that matches. There's a lot of new ideas that come out at the bridal shows that are not in the retail market previously.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun salespeople too that work those shows.
They
High
do.
energy.
They do.
They'll teach you how to tie a tie, folks. Seriously, like I've gone there. They've taught me how to tie a bow tie and a double Windsor, and so you can just show up and say, hey, can you teach me how to tie a tie? It's worth going just for that.
Yep. It's a lot of fun. A lot of the wedding professionals are very gracious with the time and the talent that they have to show the public what it is that they do.
Oh, yeah.
And they do it well.
Yeah, and have you noticed, too, Men's Warehouse got in those kind of patent leather sneakers with the white soles? And last year, all weddings I did, almost all of them, the guys were in sneakers. That seems to be a new trend.
Yeah, kind of like something that Usher brought out.
Is that what you think it came from?
I have no idea.
Have you seen that at weddings also?
Yeah, a lot of sneakers, a lot of the, you got me. Just a lot of the high top type, Chuck Taylor type looking shoes that are, more formalized. And I see colors. A lot of them will come out with matching Chuck Taylor shoes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's Chucks most of the time. And baseball caps and suits. Or sports jackets.
I see all kinds
thing.
of stuff.
I don't get why grooms and groomsmen wear baseball caps at weddings.
Because they want to.
I see it though.
Because they want to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. But let's don't forget the now it's not Comcast Arena anymore. It's Xfinity.
Xfinity Arena up in Everett on the 25th and 26th of January will be the Everett Wedding Expo.
And we have an open house with the Seattle Hilton on February 1st.
We do.
It's their first open house that they're going to have. They're completely remodeled.
Have you seen it in there since they remodeled?
It's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Modern.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that have a lot of promotions, and when you come to a wedding show, you'll find out all about these things. You'll get flyers, you'll get apps, you'll get onto Facebook pages that will show you all this information that you just will not find on your own. So get down to a bridal show. Go to bridesclub.com right now for discount tickets. And we'll talk to you soon.
You still have your online bridal magazine?
Oh, yeah. Spotlight. The wedding spotlight is there.
Spotlight, baby.
And you have forum?
We have a forum. We have For the Bride, From the Bride. We have a 52-page wedding planner that you can download for free right now and start kind of penciling through a bunch of ideas. And, of course, we're always live. If you want to hit Brad at bridesclub.com, I'll answer any questions you got.
Very cool.
I love it.
So the Spotlight is on bridesclub.com.
It is. Spotlight's on you now.
That's right. I love it. I'm not afraid of the spotlight. So anyway, Paige?
Yes?
We have about 2 minutes. Would you like to say anything before we get off the air?
I still like Neil Diamond. We've had this argument over
Simon
and
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel
Oh,
versus Elvis.
Oh, no, forget it.
Yeah, that's...
Presley kicks ass on Bridge Over Troubled Water. There's no comparison.
I have never quite been a Bridge Over Troubled Water fan.
Me either, but it was the number one song of 1970. Did you know that, Eric?
I can come up with a lot of songs in 1969 and 1971.
It makes sense. It was a massive hit. So
It was
yeah.
a smash hit.
Yeah.
It was huge.
It was huge.
There's a lot of things in fashion I don't understand.
like Art Garfunkel.
What?
Art Garfunkel.
I'll tell you one thing.
I don't
said
think
our
he's in fashion
government.
anymore, but
Wow. No, 72. It was all about.
I do have to have
David
one
Bowie.
shout out. I went to the Stevie Wonder show last night, and his name hasn't popped up yet, but what a phenomenal show at the Key he was last night.
I heard he played till midnight.
Played 4 hours.
Wow.
Whoa.
35-member band.
Did he take a break at all?
Yeah, for about 8 minutes.
did he
But,
rest his fingertips? That's
Not
the-
much. I'm telling you,
Crazy.
this was the biggest big band show I have seen in 35 years. I've seen a lot of acts, but I was not prepared for what he brought, and it was phenomenal.
It's always nice to see the orchestra with the performer.
Yeah. Oh, that's the music. That means it's our time to go.
Thanks for Brad Buckles for being our co-host.
Thank you.
My co-host, Becka the Page. This is Johnny the Capo. We'll dig you now and see you later because you're a fine, sweet
Sweet potato.
potato.
Bye-bye.
That's potato.
Potato.
Potato.